live from the liquor store, and you know we got Big West Coast in the building with us, man. Y'all, you go ahead and talk to the people out there in the world, my boy.
What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast live up here at my son's practice. Getting you guys some content. Happy to be here, be seen by the nation. Always a good thing. Say, man, you guys already know. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that share button. Bruh, come on, stop walking on slow. Appreciate, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and let's have us a good show. Power Hour.
Yeah, indeed, man. We sure got about a good hour to give y'all some premium Dallas Cowboys content, man. So y'all know the drill. When y'all slide in, make sure you hit the like button on both platforms. Make sure you hit the share button on both platforms. And so we trying to manifest that 6th championship. I need you to share the content in 6 different places. You can put it in 6 different Facebook groups, 6 different group chats. It don't matter. Just make sure that you share the content, because sharing is caring, and we care about winning over here in the liquor store and on the West Coast.
You dig? So let's go, man. Let's get it, man. You guys already know, if wherever you're watching at, you're watching on Facebook, let me know. Put a WC in the comment box right now. If you're watching on YouTube, put a WC in the comment box. In about 20 minutes, we're going to do a head count. And we're going to see if we got at least 200 in here. We're a different flavor if we got 200 in here. So that's going to be the goal.
Indeed, man. Indeed. So let me see who all in here that commented. Hey, shout out to Desmond Ironman, Justin Kitchen tapping in, Lucky Johnson, Elijah Robinson, Sam Nieves Jr. Salute to all y'all good people for sliding in and showing love to our platforms. Richard Evans, salute to all y'all, man. So let's jump into it, man. So the Dallas Cowboys got a preseason game on Saturday, right? So the Dallas Cowboys are, and listen, I know people who are like preseason it does. All right, there's an important reps to be had. The Dallas Cowboys had their first game of the season come Saturday, right? Let's just get that out there. So we need to be looking, towards this preseason game and making proper preparation, right? Because proper preparation prevents poor performance. So we need to have our guys ready to play, and we need to have the right guys ready to go out there and play when their number is called, right? So, of course, Dallas Cowboys aren't planning on playing their starters, but the Jaguars are. So because they are planning on playing their starters for about a series or two, we need to take advantage. We got plenty of young guys, that can use this opportunity to get live game reps against starting caliber players, and then not actually affect the outcome of a real game. So if you want to put somebody like Eric Scott on Calvin Ridley, you can do that. Because if he gets toe up out the frame, or if he gets his hands on the ball, it doesn't matter. Either way, there's valuable reps for that young man. But Wes, what do you feel about that though, man? Like, since they are going to play their starters, we should throw out all the guys that we want to see more of and just baptize them by fire. This is the best scenario for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you can steal reps, that's always a good thing, and it's going to be reps versus high quality competition. So if the Jaguars are going to start a bunch of starters, what I'm saying? Remember, that's a playoff team. Then obviously, yeah, I would like to get a bunch of, that'd be a bunch of good reps, and I would think guys would want to do that too, because that's good film. You always want to put good film on, at least you always want to have the opportunity to put good film. You know what I'm saying? So, I look at this as an opportunity for, guys who are on the cusp of making it, to have high opportunities to make this team, and that's the best way to do it, against some quality reps. So Saturday's game is going to be important, because in Dallas, we got to remember that a lot of our players that end up playing in preseason games end up playing for the Dallas Cowboys, like Dayron Bland. Dayron Bland's a guy who showed out at training camp, showed out in preseason. Now he's a starting cornerback in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So we can, preseason definitely means a lot to us and to our organization, especially since Jerry don't like paying nobody.
Very true. Hey,
shout out to my boy with the $2 super chat too. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Read the super chat. Matter of fact, it was Drew. He said, "What up, West Coast?" And he does appreciate you for the $2 super chat, man. Yeah, y'all the real MVPs over there to keep us going. So salute to all y'all. But yeah, I was just going to say though, man, like I'm looking at the depth chart right now in regard to the Jaguars, because they have officially stated they will play. Don't know they play a series. Don't know they play 2. But when you think about guys on our team, that need a good preseason showing, to probably ultimately make the roster, like a Kelvin Joseph, a Nation Wright, guys like that, or the back end of their position group. when you think about the kind of wide receivers they'll be lining up against, right? Even if it's only for a series or two, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, those are some good damn wide receivers. That's a very good wide receiving core. So you can get valuable reps, and right, whether they give up a touchdown or two, or whether they get their hands on the ball for some pass breakups, at the end of the day, like it's still valuable reps against somebody that you don't know, right? I know a lot of times in practice, you got a familiarity with what's being run. You got a familiarity with the tendencies of the players you're going up against. Like, you've seen them for a damn month. You've been with them for a month. Of course you go out there and look good against somebody you play every day, right? So now you get an opportunity to go up against some starting quality players, right? That you ain't never seen before. And it's a different scheme. I know technically it's still a West Coast system that they run, but they don't run it the same way that Mike McCarthy runs it. So you'll go up against quality players in a different environment, in a different scheme than you used to, and that's what will be way more telling than some snaps against your homeboy in practice.
Facts. That's absolutely true. And defensively, man, after a couple of days, the offense isn't running the different plays every time they play you. They're running the same playbook. So, there do become natural, advantages after you practice against someone. So yeah, practicing again, I'm practicing a preseason game. You're gonna have a lot of opportunity. Good catch. You're gonna have a lot of opportunity to play against guys you don't know, and that's gonna be very valuable data. You know what I'm saying? And guys who have been, like I said, it's important. Preseason games are important for us because, man, we have historically, like, think about this, Miles Austin. Like, bruh, Miles Austin is a guy they found in preseason. Like, we have, huh?
I was going to say, let's go more recent. Dak Prescott.
Yeah, man. Exactly. So, like, preseason games have meant a lot for the Cowboys in our organization. If you play well in preseason, there's a very high chance that you're gonna get an opportunity to play in regular season.
Exactly. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Not every player practices well. You know what I'm saying? They said that Dak Prescott was not a great practice player, when he was a rookie, and he still went out there and won Rookie of the Year in live game preparation. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and listen, if Dak Prescott didn't play good in preseason, right? If he didn't look good in preseason, they would have tried to bring a veteran in. Let's not sit here and act like Dak Prescott was this sure thing, and they're above bringing in veteran quarterbacks. The last time that Tony Romo got hurt, they brought in 100 different folks, right?
Yeah, they would have. Kellen Moore was behind him. Behind him, so they probably just would have promoted Kellen Moore up.
Well, Kellen Moore broke his ankle, so he wasn't available.
No, but I'm saying before it ripped. Oh yeah, you're right, because it was Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was the backup quarterback for a day.
Yeah, he was the backup quarterback for the day.
So yep, you're right. They would have had to bring in a backup, a veteran.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if Dak Prescott hadn't looked good in preseason, right? Cause listen, the Dallas Cowboys had just used a 4th round pick. He had to play, but like him playing good in preseason is why he got the job, right? We understand that he had to play, but him playing good in preseason is why he got the job. But what I'm trying to convey to you, like, I'm not arguing with you the fact that he had to play due to injury, but if he did not look good in preseason, the Dallas Cowboys were not just going to run that boy out there. Then what the hell are you arguing when we about to talk about a dust, goofy ass boy?
Yeah. If he wouldn't have, he definitely wouldn't have kept that job. But Dak looked good right out the gate. He looked good, and that's why you would think, like, with the way what Dak Prescott learned. What Prescott learned with the Dallas Cowboys, you would think they learned something with Dak Prescott. Like, they could have been screwed with Tony Romo that year. You know what I'm saying? So you would think, well, what they've kind of encountered with Dak Prescott, that they would have taken it a little more serious as far as drafting a quarterback this year.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with these other positions. And let's just point out some key things here, man. Because we're talking about valuable reps, for these corners because of that wide receiving room. Like, think about your linebackers. You guys, a guy like Jabril Cox, who I said they probably drafted his damn replacement in DeMarvion Overshown, and you'll get some valuable reps to go up against Travis Etienne, trying to stop him in the run game, or trying to hang with Evan, or trying to hang with Evan Ingram in the pass game, right? So like, there's a lot of different things to see. We got questions, and we know that we usually try to depend on guys.
Yeah, I mean the Cowboys just also, they have no problem putting a lot of stress on young guys to play early and play well. Like they don't be tripping, man. Like, you know, it's definitely a risk. It's definitely a risk because, man, like there's more chances that a young guy doesn't do that than he does. You know what I'm saying? And when he does, like, how many Deron Blands are there in the NFL?
Not
Not very
many,
many.
not many in the
Not very many.
hmm But the beautiful thing about it, man, like finding a diamond in the rough, this is the time to do it. And listen, if you and when you can play like players of this caliber, because I really wish that Monty Smith was available, because Brandon Sheriff is a very, very, very good right guard. Like, he's a very good right guard. I wish that he would have the opportunity to go up against somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be an NFL. I mean, I wonder who they're gonna put. I mean, they'll probably gonna put it. Who they gonna put there for Mozzie? Probably gonna be Neville
Or Ghost.
or Ghostin. Probably Ghostin.
Yeah, because I would say Fihoko, but he was dinged up too, so I don't know. I don't know his availability.
What do they have Chauncey Ghostin listed as, a D tackle or a defensive end?
D tackle.
So it'll probably be 99. He's a small D tackle. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, Chauncey.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, when you convert from the defensive end to a defensive tackle, you never really look like a defensive tackle. You might on paper be 300 pounds, but you not really 300 pounds. You're not naturally carrying that weight around and look the same.
Yeah, you putting that weight on because you got to put the weight on.
Indeed. Man. So let's see. Oh, another position that we need to be evaluating. They went out there and they stockpiled pass rushers during the draft, right? We went out there and they picked up Isaiah Land. They picked up Tyrus Wheat as an undrafted free agent. They picked up Darrell Johnson as an undrafted free agent. We still got Sam Williams that we want to see a little bit more of. So, if they're going to go out here and play their starting tackles, and they do expect to play their first round tackle that they just picked up, right? They used the first round pick to get the services of Anton Harrison in this draft, right? So those are good opportunities for your young pass rushers, because we already know that defensive line room is deep. So this is an excellent opportunity for them, to take advantage of the fact that they will be able to get quality reps against starting caliber tackles in this preseason game.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Nah, I said we got like 100,000 pass rushers that we picked up as undrafted free agents, and they planning on playing their starting tackles. So I said that's a good opportunity for them too, right? Because we already know it's slim pickings in terms of guys to rush the passer. Because you already got D Law, you already got Micah Parsons, Sam Williams, pretty much a made man at this point because they spent a second round pick on him. What's the other boy name? Had the 9 sacks last year. The one you tried to send out the pasture. What was kid's name?
My boy Dorrance Armstrong. I ain't trying to send him out the pasture. I was trying to get him paid, bro. And Dorrance agrees with me.
I know he do. I give you a hard time about that. But yeah, Dorrance Armstrong, like Dante Fowler, we got a shit ton of pass rushers already. But they still stockpiled the back end of the back end of that defensive line room with pass rushers. So I want to see what they got. Like you're gonna have to keep at least one of them. I know they high on Isaiah Land, but give the other guys the opportunity to see if they can maybe wrestle away that spot from them.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about these preseason games is the Cowboys aren't playing almost no starters like Trevon Diggs, Gilmore, Bland. Them dudes probably won't play, so you're gonna see a lot of these guys that we want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is
like you're gonna see a lot. You're gonna see a lot of these kids. So I mean, and the cool thing about it is they will get that rookie rep mess off them real quick.
I mean, hell yeah. And listen, baptism by fire, and not getting burnt is a beautiful thing. Because you can pretty much throw these young guys out there to the wolves against a team's first team and see if they sink or swim. You gotta love it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, man, like if you don't play, then you don't play. You know what I'm saying? But if you do play, you play. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your rookies are going to get very valuable snaps. When it's time for them to come in and play, they'll be able to at least have. You won't. I mean, they're still going to have rookie moments because they're rookies, but that's how Cowboys. That's part of the reason why the Cowboys do be getting young guys to play early is because they actually play them early. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we play our guys young, and we kind of live with what happens with it. Now, praise God. Now, this is my thing. As long as Dan Quinn is your defensive coordinator,
yeah, you gonna find some some diamonds in the rough on defense.
you're gonna find some diamonds in the rough,
yeah, like easily. He said we're gonna see a lot of Eric Scott Jr. I like what I've seen for Eric Scott Jr. up to this point, man. But like it's different. Like we've been saying, it's different going up against your homeboys in training camp than going up against Calvin Ridley, right? Because I would love to see that matchup. Like if he go out there and he gets his hand on the ball against Calvin Ridley, I'm sold. Like I'm immediately sold. If he makes one or two plays, I'm good. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean Calvin ain't played in a year though, right?
Calvin ain't played in a year, and he's still like that. He's one of the best route runners in the league. So that's really what I want to see. Because he is still, he's still a number one wide receiver. And Eric Scott, if one of these guys get hurt, you're the fourth corner on the depth chart. So they looking at you as the next outside corner up. As it stands, you believe the unofficial depth chart. So prove them right, because if anything, Lord forbid, were to happen to CeeDee Lamb for a game or Stephon Gilmore for a game, they're looking at him. So he might as well go out there and show he can do it right now.
Facts. You ain't gonna get that opportunity anywhere else, really.
Never. Like, yeah, you're never gonna get an opportunity to go up against a number one wide receiver, and the outcomes of your matchups don't affect your team going forward. Right? I understand. He practices against CeeDee Lamb, but he doesn't line up against CeeDee Lamb like that in practice. Let's keep it real. He doesn't line up against CeeDee Lamb like that in practice. So this is really gonna be him getting the most valuable reps he will get outside of a regular season game.
Yeah, your number one corner is going to get more reps against CeeDee Lamb than anybody.
Exactly. Diggs has played.
The CD needs to work as much as Diggs needs to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's the balance you look for in training camp. You don't want to give your best players layups, right? You want best on best. When people talk about iron sharpening iron, that means that in a move an unstoppable force met an immovable object. You know what I mean? It's not an unstoppable force ran into a paper mache wall or something like that. You gotta have good players get good players.
Yeah, that's why also you see a lot of Kelvin Joseph on CeeDee Lamb too, because the only way he's gonna get better, those are the type of receivers he has to go against.
Mm-hmm. Yep, those are exactly the type of guys you got to go against. And listen, that's one person that has no choice but to have a good training camp. Like when we talk about guys that have to have good training camps, and I think to not fall off the bubble, I think we have to be Simi Fehoko, right? Not because he's not a good wide receiver, it's just they got younger wide receivers that that's already vying and making noise in training camp. So I think Simi have to have a good training preseason. I think Kelvin Jones will have to have a good preseason. I think Neville Gallimore has to have a good preseason because you just drafted a 3 tech in the fourth round in Junior Fehoko. So like guys who got replacements on the roster already, I'll even throw Jabril Cox in there. So like those are the 4 guys that got replacements on the roster already that need to have good training. Good preseasons in order to stay on.
Good catch, TJ. Good catch, TJ. You ain't gonna give it to him. Good catch, boy. Quarterback. Good throw. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Give him some love. Sorry about that.
You good, Nick?
Good throw, QB. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry about that, man. Huh? Mia almost grabbed. Mia's a little dog, bruh. That little girl's a dog, bruh. She's changing my whole opinion on girls and tackle, bruh. Like she's single-handedly doing it, bruh. She's a little dog, bruh. Quarterback. That was a horrible throw, man. My boy came up with it. Hello.
Yeah, we still here. What your opinion about that? If you heard it?
Say what? Sorry about that.
I said, what was your opinion about what I just said about those guys need to have good preseason to make the roster?
I think the defensive line guys are okay because unfortunately, injuries are gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And defensive linemen, and even with the corners, man, you know it. Even with the corners, bro, we went through so many corners last year. If you can figure out a way to keep guys on this practice squad, because remember, we can also stash 2 veterans. I did 2 veterans or 3 veterans. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's gonna be curious to see, man. It's gonna be curious to see because I think the defense, man. I think the defense, bro, like the defense, honestly, think about this. They're going to cut guys simply because guys are better. There's just guys that are just better. You know what I'm saying? Like Neville, it's not that Neville is a bad D tackle. It's just, bro, we have guys that are just better. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
But think about this on the offense, bro, you got guys that are going to be released because they're not good. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have any Josh Balls on our defense, bro.
Yeah.
Like, who's a Josh Ball on our defense? A guy that's just clearly, that's just not good. You know what I'm saying? Even like, and I'm going to tell y'all can say what y'all want to say about Kelvin Joseph, but if the Cowboys win that 49er game, everybody's wearing a Kelvin Joseph jersey. Why? Because that boy had one of the best special teams play of Dallas Cowboy history. We just didn't score. Like, it's not his fault we didn't score. But Kelvin Joseph on our show, remember what he said? He said, man, the coach told him that, man, you're not going to play corner this game. And he said the only way I was going to be able to get my hands on the ball was on what? On special teams. He said him and the coach watched film and they understood what he was going to do. The coach told him to do it and he did it and it worked. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's the real reason why the Cowboys aren't going to give up on Kelvin Joseph.
He's showing to be coachable.
He's showing to be coachable, bro. Say what you want to say, but give me a player that does exactly what I say, bro. Like I will make excuses for him. Get around and make a hit, man.
Hey, I'll make all kind of excuses for somebody that listen. Like, man, you know, he messed up, but you know, Vina was in retrograde and shit, man. You know, everybody acting a little crazy that day. Oh man. But hey, I will say this, like that's probably like what you said is true for the offensive line. But like for wide receivers, like we got like a couple wide receivers that are probably not gonna make this team that are pretty damn good. I think we're very deep in wide receiver, and we might lose some of them due to just having a couple guys better. And I feel the same way.
Keep talking.
Yeah, and I feel the same way probably with the cornerback room, right? Because once you take into account that we still got Jordan Lewis on the team and that he will be back, you know, before the season is out, right? Then when you go down the list, man, like that means you got Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, Nahshon Wright, Eric Scott Jr. Then well, who else? We're already 6 deep. You want to throw Izzy McCormick out there because he's been playing a lot of cornerback during during the course of training camp. So we're already 7 deep at corner. We ain't even went down to the rest of the guys. Yeah,
and you just interviewing the dude from the Raiders.
Yeah, you're supposed to be talking to the board from the Raiders.
So yeah. But I mean, man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If one corner goes down, it messes up everything. Because think about this. When Anthony Brown went down, it messed up everything. Why? Because you can't move Diggs over there. Why? Because who takes his spot? Then you can't move your slot. You can't move your slot and put him over there because then who takes the slot's position? You know what I'm saying? So I understand why they're going to have a bunch of corners, because if one guy gets hurt in the cornerback room, you have to have his position. You just can't you can't just like a wide receiver. Like if a wide receiver, you can just move another wide, you know what I'm saying? Move CeeDee Lamb to the slot or just target him. But in a corner, you can't do that. Like you're going to actually need a boundary corner, because if you take Dayron Bland and put him in the boundary, he's not the same guy. And he's not covering the same receiver.
I mean, yeah, they tried it and it didn't work. Like they literally did try to put their Ram Bland out there, and he got toe out the frame out there too. So like I would prefer, and listen, that's part of the reason why I think they're not going to get rid of Jordan Lewis this year.
Yeah, Jordan Lewis is going to be their little break in case of emergency. Yeah,
he's definitely going to be an insurance policy, because listen, he is still a very good slot corner, regardless of what people say. Right? You really shouldn't lose your job to injury, but when the guy behind you is younger, cheaper, and gets 5 interceptions, they sort of throw that rule, out the window. But he still is a very good slot corner, has great ball skills. Hey, at one point, y'all will call him the ball guy. Like he would get his hand on the ball all the damn time. So I'm fine with keeping Jordan Lewis on the team.
Yes, sir.
I'm fine with keeping him on the team, and just wait until he get healthy, because the only thing it does is improve your overall cornerback room when he comes back.
Yeah, it does. It's just funny though, because like Jordan, you're okay with having a $4 million insurance. Like think about this: you could release Jordan Lewis right now, save his money, and give some of that to Zach Martin just for this year. Like what I see them doing with Zach Martin? I don't see them possibly giving him an extension, but like maybe they redo something where it's almost like a bonus. You know what I'm saying? Like I forget who got one of those where they were trying to get an extension. You know who it was? It was it Michael Thomas from the Saints?
Might have been.
Where they basically just gave no, it was Julio Jones. It was Julio. Because remember, he wanted an extension and Atlanta didn't really want to give him an extension. So they basically gave him, I don't know how they did it, but they gave him like a $3 million bonus on top of what he had that season, and he came and worked. But they didn't extend him though. Look and see if you can find that.
Well, how they did Julio Jones?
Because it wasn't an extension; it was like a bonus on top of that year.
And what team was he on when this happened?
Atlanta. He was on the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, let's see if I can find it.
I know.
Game changed, man.
It changed the whole game plan. So we're not gonna run the ball that much. We're not gonna throw the ball that much. We threw the ball more times today than we did all season.
Okay, so what he actually did, it was a restructure. But what they did is they converted almost the entirety of his salary into a signing bonus. So he had a salary with Tennessee of $15.3 million, and they converted $14 million of that into a signing bonus.
But he got that money that day, right?
Basically, yeah. What's up with you, Mr. Richburg? They've been tapping in and showing love to the channel. Salute to you, my guy.
Stop playing around him. Get around and get to the ball. Stop all that.
What's up with you, Neil? He said Jones is the type to keep Ball and Simi and release Jalen Brooks. I'd be pissed, but they're also going to be dependent on preseason. I'm gonna give Simi a chance, right? I want whoever plays the best in the 3 preseason games to get the position.
Yeah, and something else I also think too is like there are going to be some players that they just flat out don't play. I think because they're just going to be stash box guys for next year.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. Listen, I don't think anything was wrong with Semi last year. I think they just stashed him at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need the Dallas Cowboys above, fudging the injury report and hiding a player that they are scared about losing.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I don't need to have any qualms about doing that.
I mean, think about this. If you're a young guy, you might not even have a problem with doing it either. If you understand how the game works, if you ain't ready to put out good tape, you don't need to be playing, bro. Because the NFL is based on tape, bro. If you don't put out good tape, your ass will be on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do not listen. You only get so many opportunities to play, man. So if you go out there bullshit, you might not ever get another chance. Because they bring in literally hundreds of new guys every damn year. Every year, hundreds of guys coming to the NFL. So if you go out there with your one opportunity and you blow it, you might not ever get your number called again.
Yep.
Bentley Stanley said this Zach Martin situation is going to be a disaster, just like the Cooper situation last year. Jared Jones is Dallas' real problem year after year.
I mean, man, it's business. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's business. I think the Zach Martin situation is going to get taken care of, though. I don't know how, but he's just too good of a player, man, on the most key sport of your offense. And, bro, they've had no problem drafting first round. And they've had no problem drafting offensive line, in essence, paying them and prioritizing them. So I don't understand why you can't do that now.
I mean, listen, we know we need them. We were an offensive line that was not good last year, bro. I know people. I know people think about the 2016 line every time they bring up the Dallas Cowboys, but we ain't had that particular line in years, bro. Like we had issues everywhere across the board, and when it came to protecting Dak Prescott, even when it came to running the ball, man. Matter of fact, I think I still got the stat up here. I think I still got the stats. Dallas Cowboys last year were 28th in pass block win rate, 14th in pressures, 18th in pressure percentage, and 18th in quarterback hits. So to put that into perspective, 27 teams pass block better, 13 teams gave up less pressures, 17 teams had a better pressure percentage, and 17 teams let their quarterback get hit less than we did. So that's not top 10 line play, bro. That sound like bottom middle of the pack line play, judging by those numbers, bro.
Yeah, that's not a. You got to improve that, man. That doesn't sound like a playoff defense, even though they are. But those key stats will highlight some of the inefficiencies that the Cowboys have had. Got to fix that.
Yeah, because listen, it all starts up front. If you can't protect Dak Prescott, if you can't enforce your will at the line of scrimmage and you're able and be able to run the ball when you need to and when you want to, it's gonna be a long season, man. So the offensive line got to be better. So for the folks that are like, we got this, you can put anybody behind that line. No, the hell you can't. And matter of fact, you should thank Dak Prescott, right? You should thank Dak Prescott for being able to navigate that pocket and mitigate some of those sacks, because you don't get hit and get that much pressure, right? And still be top 5 in sacks, not giving up. A lot of that got to do with Dak Prescott getting rid of the ball, and navigating that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about it is, and I'm gonna tell y'all this right here, like, for this preseason game too, I want to see my boy Will Grier, because we talk about a lot about Dak Prescott. Well, Will Grier is the closest thing you have to Dak Prescott, and there's a really good chance that Dak Prescott will probably miss at least one game.
9 times out of 10, because either Dak Prescott is going to miss a game because you handle your business and you can rest him the last game of the season, or over the course of a 17-game season, you can expect something to happen. So Just have somebody prepared.
Tyron, jump the other way. Don't jump in. Jump the other way.
And the beautiful thing about Will Greer, you don't have to change the playbook when he comes into the offense. He can run play actions. He can do the quarterback keepers and everything else. So you ain't got to change too much around for Will Greer. So all you got to do is plug and play. But that is if he can beat out Cooper Rush. I still want that to be a fair camp battle. But if he looks like he's better, I want him to get the reps.
Facts. Me too.
Like real talk.
I mean, and then possibly you could use Cooper Rush as some type of trade him for something. But I know the Cowboys won't. But
I mean, I would trade this. And this is the thing, because you're able to keep 3 quarterbacks at this point, right? You get a quarterback that does not have to be on the active roster. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll still keep Cooper Rush. Whoever wins that quarterback 2 job, the loser is still going to be on the team because you need a third quarterback, right? Just from what you've seen with the Niners last year.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, what you seen with your own team.
That too.
Because if your starting quarterback goes down, you still need a backup to back up the backup.
Yeah, so I don't think they'll move on from Coop because even if he loses that position, I still think they need him.
Oh, I'm not talking about moving on. I'm just saying, see if what value you can get from him. Here, let me hit you. Let me actually keep talking. I'm gonna talk to my sons real quick on this water break.
All right, go ahead, handle your business, my boy. He said, y'all talk about trading back up who went 3-1. Yes. If he loses his job to Will Greer, yes, I would see what I can get for him. But like I just went out there and said, I said if he loses his job to Will Greer. So if Will Greer go out there and win the backup quarterback position,
that corner,
like why would you not?
If somebody's running,
and that's the same thing. Boy, I know you don't listen worth a shit.
Who?
Talk about Q.
Where's you at?
You don't lose your job in practice. You lose your job during the preseason. I need you to keep up.
Hey, strong hands, man.
Your comprehensive skills have been piss poor this entire time that you've been in this chapter.
I know. I've seen that was monster catch, boy.
Piss poor.
Here, hold this. Here, keep on talking, man.
Yeah, man. But nah. So, but like I pointed out, since you do need 3 quarterbacks, man, I don't necessarily know they would move on from them, but shit, I'd do anything to improve the team. If somebody is willing to give up a low draft pick for a Cooper Rush, if he was to lose the backup position, I'm down for it. But then remember, there's going to be a mobile quarterback somewhere that will get released, during this 90-man cut. You could bring them in and groom them, behind Will Greer. But I do want my entire quarterback room to have the same skill set, so I don't have to change shit around depending on who gets in. Y'all know we changed damn near the entire offense for Cooper Rush. Let's not sit here and act like we were out here running the same plays. That man was not running no naked bootlegs or no quarterback keepers like that. Let's keep it real. It says Zach Morton has to come to training camp seriously. Shit, does he? I mean, I want him to come, but like hell, he ain't trying to come until he get his money. He got to stand on what he believe in, man. So while I want Zach Morton back and I want the situation resolved, he'll be back when he feels the time is.
Yeah, I mean, people don't need to be looking at Zach Martin as a Zach Martin situation. They be looking at it as a Cowboys situation. The Cowboys could have just taken care of him. Like that's the Cowboys. They put themselves in this situation. Like everybody would have a problem. I mean, it would be go. You're good. It would be well. Here, it's not. Tell your coach to do it. Tell your coach to do it. Everybody would have a problem if Zach Martin was playing like a $600,000 guard. You would have a problem, right?
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this: if Zach Martin was playing like an $11 million guard, you'd have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't. He plays like an $18 million guard. So pay him like one. And to be honest with you, You know what Jack Martin says? He say, F your season. You'll have many more after that. And to be honest with you, that's how y'all, I'm not saying that's how y'all should be, but if you don't have Zach Martin, that's what the Cowboys are basically saying.
Sean said why he can't go by the contract he already agreed to because the Dallas Cowboys never under their
Shut up. Hey, don't answer questions like that. Don't answer questions like that. That is the dumbest question I've ever. Do not answer any more questions like that. Like you guys already know that. It's like stop asking those dumb questions. That's a dumb question. Why don't they honor the? Shut up, man. With these honor the Cowboys. How about the Cowboys honor every contract they sign? Like, come on, man. Get off that gas with that crap, bro. Y'all always want to honor something when it's against the player. Like when is it? When does Jerry didn't? I can tell you 36 contracts Jerry didn't honor. You want to know why? Because he released 36 players. What is you talking about? Honor the contract. How about they honor the contract? And that is honoring the contract. The contract says if you do not agree with it, you can hold out. That is within your legal beings. I'm gonna ask you a question right now. If I sign a contract that says that you have to come to work every day and you don't come to work, I can sue you, right? For breach of contract, right? So why can't Jerry Jones sue Zach Martin? Why can't he take him to court and sue him right now? You want to know why? Because it's in with his contractual means to hold out. Now, is there consequences to holding out? Yes, there's consequences. You want to know why? Because if you're holding out, you're not at work. So theoretically, you shouldn't get paid. People keep on saying, oh, he's getting fined. He's getting fined. No, he's not getting fined. He's just not getting paid for coming to work. Like an example, if you were in a labor dispute with your job, would they pay you while you were not at work?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you could technically say that your job is fining you if you make $10 an hour, $80 a day. They're fining me $80 a day. No, they're not fining you $80 a day. They're just not paying you that money. And it makes sense because you're not there. So that's why I'm saying, like, when people really look at it the way it really needs to be looked at, it makes sense. Like, why would you pay Zach Martin for being at training camp if he's not there? So are they really fining him, or are they just not paying him for coming to work?
Yeah.
Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah, but like, nah, nobody get their contract under. Did they honor Amari Cooper's contract when they shipped him out for a bag of chips to Cleveland? Like, that man didn't sign up to play for Cleveland. That was not what he signed up for. So they did not honor his contract. Did they honor Ezekiel Elliott's contract? Or any of the other guys that they set out the pasture? No. So, like, I understand that people, love throwing that out there, but the Dallas Cowboys never hold up to their end of the bargain. So, when
Zach Martin is honoring. He is honoring. Zach Martin never said it. Zach Martin never agreed to playing for this amount of money this year. You want to know why? Because that's why he's holding out. In his contract, it says that if you don't like something that happens in your contract, you can hold out. Now, we're not going to pay you while you hold out, but you can hold out. And that's why the Dallas Cowboys can't sue Zach Martin. So Zach Martin is honoring his contract.
So he is so important to have pay the man. Our season can literally depend on the line for all we want to do this year. Yep. Starts up front. Willie said he back in the liquor store. What's up with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love, man. So yeah. But hopefully that shit get resolved though, man. He's one of the best guards in the National Football League. So, and listen, it's not like we ain't got the money to pay him. Like I want people to understand that the Dallas Cowboys are one of the NFL teams with the most available salary cap space in the National Football League. They also save $10.2 million against the cap in 2024 by giving him an extension. So extending him actually helps you sign everybody else that you swear down that you can't pay. Right. So I don't understand it. Just get it done, Jerry.
TJ, hurry up.
I said, don't make everything, about ego or taking a stance on shit, Jerry. Like, you need the man, stop playing with fire.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's about ego. I think it's about knowing your worth. Like, Jerry, I'm gonna tell you this. You think Jerry Jones is gonna let you do him like he's trying to do Zach Martin? I highly doubt it.
I said it was ego for Jerry.
Like, I highly doubt it. Jerry's gonna hold out. Jerry's gonna hold and get what he need. You good, for real? You good? Go. Run.
Josh Ball is horrible. He got his ass whooped all across the field by everybody that lines up against him. Don't even. You gotta take Ball out of his name because he's not a baller. You just call him Josh. Don't call him Josh
That's
Ball.
crazy. Hey, I gotta. I'm about to count it down. I gotta wrap it up and let these kids out of there.
All right, well, go ahead, do what you got to do, my boy. We can go ahead and wrap it up. And yeah, Q, like you got to take Ball out of his name. He's not no baller, so you just call him Josh. But hey, man, we thank y'all for tapping in and showing love to the channels, man. We're gonna be back same time tomorrow. We're gonna keep doing this, throughout the course, so y'all can get some premium Dallas Cowboys content. And thank y'all, man. Make sure y'all keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that share button, keep hitting them Cash App and Super Chats, man.
Absolutely. Hey, and you guys already know what it is, man. It's your boy West Coast. Never look down because the stars up. Peace.